Hi, everyone. Welcome to Be Different for Success. Today, we'll be talking about how to find yourself again. There are many upsides to this interconnected, technologically driven world. We're able to quickly and easily connect with people across the world. Business has become more globalized, and learning has never been more accessible or easy. However, there are some downsides to our current world. There's one in particular that I think is becoming a bigger issue by the day, and that is people losing themselves. You might be wondering what I mean when I say losing themselves, so let me explain. Now more than ever, people are being influenced by outside forces like social media, and because of that, we've fallen into a culture of comparison, where everyone is seeking to be like the next person. In the process, people are creating lives they don't truly enjoy, which are void of true happiness and fulfillment. Lives that are out of alignment with their core values. That's the reason why you see trends like the number of millionaires going up every single day, while the rate of depression rises alongside it. The good news is, it's possible to find and reconnect with yourself again. To truly know yourself is the most important skill you can ever possess. When you know who you are, you know what you need to do, instead of looking for direction from others before taking action. Knowing yourself allows you to bypass the frustration of wasting time. Life is supposed to be full of trial and error, but this prevents you from finding the best areas to try in the first place. Once you know yourself, you will become more confident. You will understand your purpose, and you will begin making a bigger impact on the world. Here are 8 strategies for how to find yourself again. Number 1. Be quiet. You cannot and will not be able to know yourself until you take the time to be still. Many people don't know themselves because any sort of silence scares them. It's too uncomfortable to be alone with every flaw staring back at them. But it isn't until you are alone, evaluate yourself, and are able to see every facet of your life, the good and the bad. Be quiet and discover your true self. Number 2. Find what you are good at. This might be the most difficult step in the process of finding who you are, but it's a necessary one. It takes trial and error to find what you're good at, so I don't want you to give up before you've given yourself enough time to discover it. What is ample time? Only you can decide that. But when you quit searching at the right time, it isn't giving up. It's making room for something better. When your actions do nothing but drain you, rather than produce more passion and increase your drive to do more, that's a good sign. It is time to focus elsewhere. Your strengths will show you who you are. Number 3. Find out what you are passionate about. Following passion of any kind is a good thing, and it indicates an area of life that you need to pay more attention to. If we're talking about following your passion in work, it's a good thing. And if we're talking about having more passion for life, it's a good thing. Focus more on passion, and your efforts will have a greater impact and produce lasting results. Number 4. Ask for feedback. If you don't know yourself, hearing what others have to say about you is a helpful practice. Ask them 2 simple questions. What strengths do you think I need to develop further? And what weaknesses do you think I need to work on? Of course, their opinion isn't going to be perfect, but their feedback will probably indicate a few areas at which you should take a second look. Sometimes those closest to us can see something we might not be able to see in ourselves. Number 5. Assess your relationships. A large aspect of knowing yourself can be found in your relationships. When you realize you'll never truly know anyone else until you discover yourself, the importance of knowing yourself becomes apparent. This especially rings true for business leaders, because if you don't know the people on your team, then you will be lost as a leader. But this rule also applies to any relationship in your life. Also keep in mind other people need to know who you are as well. People need to know the real you. Number 6. Get off social media. Like I mentioned above, social media is such an amazing tool that has so many wonderful benefits. But the comparison culture that comes from constant engagement is a breeding ground for insecurities. So you could probably guess where I'm going with this. But a great way to reconnect with yourself is to get off of social media. If you're struggling with feeling disconnected and are frequently on social media, maybe a good detox is in order. It's estimated that the average adult spends 150 plus minutes a day on social media. If you had that extra time to apply the other strategies on this list, imagine how much progress you could make in finding yourself again. Number 7. Get into nature. If you're feeling lost and disconnected, a great way to find yourself is to just slow down. Be still and go inward to reconnect with your thoughts and feelings. The problem is we live in a hustle and bustle society that glorifies being busy. And since most people live that way, finding time to be still, get quiet, and go within for answers seems impossible. For most people, long gone are the days of having a quiet space for themselves to completely disconnect without distractions. That's why the next great strategy for finding yourself is getting into nature. Sometimes in life, we've got to force ourselves to go to great lengths in order to get what we want. Well, if stillness and quiet is what you're seeking, there isn't a much better place to find it than out in nature. I don't know about you, but I can't recall the last time I was in the middle of nowhere with great Wi-Fi, cars whizzing by, or social media, and TVs to fill my head with nonsense. So much of creating a desired result in life is about being intentional. Getting yourself out into nature and away from the distractions of the world proves to yourself that you're serious about creating the necessary space to find yourself. Number 8. Attend a personal growth conference or seminar. I believe that a great place to reconnect with yourself is at a personal growth conference or seminar, and I'll tell you why. If you've ever been to one of these events, you know that the primary intention is to help people overcome some sort of obstacle in their lives. There are two great things about these events. One, being able to explore your deeper desires, and two, being around and connecting with like-minded people. Not only do personal growth events inspire you, but they also present an opportunity for you to do some deep work on yourself and your life. That's why you hear people talk about walking away from these types of events feeling transformed. It's because they were able to engage in personal growth work that they weren't making time for outside of that setting. To be clear, these types of events aren't a quick fix and shouldn't be relied upon to fix all your issues. But they do present a forum for you to detach from your current reality and gain some new perspective on life. Plus, personal growth events offer great opportunities for connection, and connection with the right kinds of people. People who are on a similar journey of personal growth and discovery can be a catalyst to you finding yourself again. You'll be able to find those types of connections at personal growth events. In conclusion, let's be honest, having that feeling of disconnection from yourself sucks. It's not a fun place to be, but the good news is that there are steps that you can take to find yourself again. If you implement the strategies that I mentioned above, you'll find it much easier to reconnect with who you are and get yourself back on track. Use your reflections to fight your biggest fears, because when you understand who you are meant to be, your purpose will finally become bigger than your fears. When you realize who you are, you will spend less time spinning your wheels. Focusing on your strengths gives you the necessary traction to make a difference in the world. When you know yourself, you will find more peace, and you will start finding success quicker than ever before. What advice do you have for people who are struggling to reconnect with who they truly are and getting back on track in life? Share your advice below. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Please click the thumbs up and write your personal tips in the comments below. Thank you for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more from us. See you in the next video.